Hello. This is Ray the Shankany, the bass player with the Rock Bottom Boys in Square One. Welcome to another splendid episode of the Mike and Ray Show. For those of you who are logically challenged, let's spell it out. My co-host is Mr. Mike, the man with the rock star swagger and drummer for the Valley Cats Band. I was the bass player for the Valley Cats Band for a few years until my probation was up, which has allowed me to tour again. Happy. Joy. I'm reluctantly obligated by contract to only 1,563 of these absurd shows. That is, pending further complicated litigation. I have been advised by my team of lawyers to not say anything further on this sensitive matter. I will close by saying that after this lawsuit is settled I will be able to comfortably retire owning my own small South American country. Enough of that. Let's say hello to my deranged co-host Mr. Mike. How is it hanging, Mr. Mike?
Another long and grueling intro, as usual, I see. Can you tell me what the
Yes sir, Mr. Mike. That's the spirit. This is how the game of life is played. 1 minute you are on top with that old rock star swagger and the next minute it is fried spam for dinner. Have you fully recovered from our last episode?
Well, if you would give me a chance I would like to say.
Of course you would, Mr. Mike. You will get your fleeting 15 minutes of fame if time permits. On today's episode we are introducing a new segment we affectionately call Shank's Corner and is bound to become a cult classic. Don't you think so, Mr. Mike?
Well, if you would just give me a second I will.
That is a strangely thoughtful and callous response, Mr. Mike, and is one of your only endearing qualities. Now, back to the tedious work at hand. For our first guests on Shank's Corner we have Marie and Donnie. Hello, Miss Marie. What sort of pies have you brought us today?
No pies. Really? I thought I was invited to talk about my new musical direction with Marie and Donnie.
That's a pretty thick accent you have there, Miss Marie. Are you from New Orleans?
For heaven's sake, Ray, can't you hear that it's an English accent?
Right. Like press 1 for English. Okay then, Miss Marie. Let's get back on our little feet after that awkward silence created by Mr. Mike. Tell me about the pies you have brought to the show today.
Excuse me, Mike, but is this gentleman in some kind of blackout?
No. This is normal. Every time we start putting a show together he starts getting...
That is very sweet of you, Miss Marie. There will be plenty of time for idle chatter after we clear up a few facts. Are you or are you not Marie Callender?
There must be some kind of confusion here. I'm Marie Wilson, the singer with Marie and Donnie.
It must be the New Orleans accent that throws me. I'm glad that we are starting to communicate on such a meaningful level. You would not believe some of the bizarre personalities that have stumbled through here. And while we are speaking of such matters, is your friend Mr. Donnie a baker at your establishment, or does he always dress like that?
Another trademark introduction, Ray. Your impermeable grip on reality really satisfies my need for a few more cocktails.
Ha. Your quick wit is only matched by your desperate need to find a suitable tailor. So, Mr. Donnie, what is it like to bake backstage for such a kind, sweet and obviously patient celebrity?
You were warned. Did you sign the no harm to yourself clause?
This is really strange. Can we save this interview?
Only if we leave right now. I hear another Xanax calling my name.
I'm so glad that you brought that up, Mr. Donnie. I was starting to be concerned when my own medication started talking to me in a New Orleans accent. But I can plainly see that I am not the only one. Thank you so much for that worthless tidbit. Now, Miss Marie, where were we?
I think we were actually trying to find the door. Did you hide it somewhere?
Yes. And he's not telling. It would be the answer to all of my problems.
Well, I'm so glad that this group therapy thing seems to be working out for everybody. So, Miss Marie, do I now understand correctly that you are a singer and Mr. Donnie is a baker?
No! I sing and Donnie's a guitar player.
Oh. Does that mean that Mr. Donnie gets paid double union scale for baking and guitar playing? I'm sure you are all aware that it takes two completely different armatures. Very, very talented Mr. Donnie.
Let's just roll with this, Marie.
Brilliant.
So are you related to the other famous television baking duo, the Osmonds?
I knew it would come to this. Do you know how many times we've been asked that ridiculous question? And, by the way, it's music, not bacon.
You do seem a wee bit stuck. Is there something that we could do to help you?
That is so sweet of you, Miss Marie. I'm sure Mr. Donnie will react favorably to your offer of a spontaneous intervention. He was the one to mention cocktails and then Xanax. A deadly combination. Kiddies. Do not try this at home. Mr. Donnie is a trained professional with decades of experience.
This is hopeless, Marie. This is exactly what it was like working with them for 2 long years. My nerves are shot.
Amen, brother.
Nothing a little kindness couldn't fix. Right, Ray?
Your reputation as a kind, sweet person precedes you, Miss Marie, but I don't understand what you see in that lush, Mr. Donnie. He couldn't bake his way out of the brown paper bag that he apparently lives in.
Will this ever end?
Yes. It will, Mr. Mike. There will be cupcakes and pudding for you at the after-show party. Party. Will you be attending, Miss Marie and Mr. Donnie?
I don't think so this time. I'm sure I have something else more pressing on my schedule, or I can just make something up.
I will be there. I love me some cupcakes.
I will be there. Heavily sedated, of course. I love me some cupcakes too.
Well, thank you, Miss Marie and Mr. Donnie, for taking time out of your busy schedules to be the first guests on Shank's Corner. May the kindred spirit of Tiny Tim shine his ever-loving light along your rocky path, showing you, in some ironic way, that your efforts are not in vain. I'm sure you will gather some fanatic lunatic fringe of a following, culminating in some weird and wonderful headline in the Thrifty Nickel. For now, I'll leave you on this somewhat philosophical note. Trailers are so gangster. On our next show we will be featuring members of the new Foreigner tribute band, Double Vision. It will be a lively and spirited conversation, I'm sure. That would be a nice change. Until next time.